hospitality rooms are apartment rooms on steroids. I call it in my book, right? It's the apartment units or storage units or whatever you say, triple net units or whatever on steroids, because you don't sign a lease for 12 months, 6 months, or even a month. You sign a lease every night, and there are 5 different pricing every night, depending on supply and demand, the location. If something big is coming into the town, your daily rate goes 4 times. So it's just mind-blowing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great Vinney Smile Chopra, calling in from the top floor of his balcony in California, Blackhawk, California. Good to see you, Vinney.
Thank you, brother. It's good to see you. It's so nice outside. I thought, why not we do the show here rather than on a treadmill?
And I want to give everybody an update. So, Vinney, by the way, for everybody who knows us, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. We just talk about deals that Vinney has done, deals Vinney is doing. We go over 52 wealth principles throughout the year. We meet as many Thursdays as we can when Vinney's not traveling or I'm not traveling. Today, Vinney gave me an update. He is allowing in $40 million of investor capital into some of his projects. 7 hotels on the docket that he's closing this year. He's already closed 1, and the next one is coming up. He's
in
already
December,
bought
I
in.
closed my another one, and the third one is already bought. So it's not going to close. It's renovating. So 3. Then the 4th one, 5th one, 6th one, 7th one. So anyway, let's try.
So this is the point. There's 11,000 already committed, and there's only 29 million. Sorry, 11 million already committed. There's only 29 million left to go. So Vinney is allowing for a short period of time. And I got to be very careful with anything I say now. No scarcity. He does operate 506Cs, so he can talk about it here, but I want to be very clear.
Accredited investors only. Accredited investors. And really in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, just to give a little hack to anybody watching us, go ahead and ask Chat or Grok or Gemini, what are the high net worth people? What clubs are they in? What zip codes around you they live in? It's mind-blowing. The Claude gave me percentages, demographics, how much their business, of course, qualifications, age group, everything. So please do that, guys, because you want to really talk to $100,000 investments rather than $10,000 investors. See, that's the thing, because if you just stay in the 10,000, 20,000, you will never reach $1 million. But if you are talking to 50,000 investors who can afford to pay, which is 10% of their savings, and then SEC laws are there. I'm not teaching anything, but go ahead and look at the books, VinneyChopra.com, 4 books on Amazon, top sellers, and thank you. Thank you, brother. Yeah.
So today's principle is own 100% of your results. And Vinney, before this, we were just talking about what you just shared with everybody. You're researching where people are who would have the desire to jump into a deal with you is a sign of owning your results. You're not just telling your partners, look, if the money comes, maybe we do the deal, maybe we don't do the deal. You're saying, I absolutely am doing 7 deals this year. I've already closed 3. We're definitely going to go do the next 4. And I'm allowing people into my deals in order to create that success for everybody. Now, there's people who have a lot of questions for you, and that is a lot of extra energy, right? You got to sit down on calls, you've got to send out emails, put presentations together. That is another sign that you're 100% committed to your results. But my guess, Vinney, is that there's a lot of people out there who don't understand how you could be so committed at 73 years young, how you could still be so focused on doing these deals when you've already made it. You've made a lot of money over the years. You have a wonderful family. Your daughter now is in the business with you, which is amazing because I know most entrepreneurs hope their kids get in it. And you do have one son who's actually already retired, didn't work in the business. He went and did it his own way. Retired, I think he was at 44 years old was when Neil retired. So Vinney, there's a lot that you did as a parent. There's a lot that you do as an operator. There's a lot that you do as a capital allocator where you're not just sleeping. I know that you're always positive, but there's days where you stay up at night where other people might sleep. What makes you different? Why do you choose to be so committed to the cause, so committed to your outcomes?
I have really had a lot of sleepless nights, let me tell you, in different parts of my company. Some things are going great, some are not. Multifamily is not doing great at all. We are not giving distributions. We haven't had a cash call, thank goodness. But my senior living are struggling. We are getting to them. But I found hospitality as my savior 9 years, 7 years, 8 years back, learned more about it, had some good wins. And now in the last 3, 4 years have been amazing because the hospitality has come back. ADR, average daily rate, has surpassed pre-COVID. Occupancy has gone up. And there are so many struggling hospitality deals in Marriott and Home to Suite, Hiltons and IHGs that my partners and I are able to get hold of. And now we are able to really do some great, amazing things, very high returns for investors,
This
cash flow and
this this brings
I
up
have
the
freed up my calendar, totally calendar, with my team to meet with investors. I will change everything I have on my calendar, totally call them back and say something came up and take that call at that Zoom meeting with the investors because they are the ones I can help them to get 70% negative K1s this year,
So let me clarify
active
this
or
for everybody
passive
who's
income.
listening and saying, I
Yeah.
want to jump on a call with Vinny. Look, if you are not an accredited investor, this is not for you. I want
It's
to be
not for you.
very clear when
Yes.
communicating with, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn right now.
Yes.
If you're not accredited, if you're not an accredited investor, that
Please
offer
don't
Vinny's
reach.
making to jump on a call, this is not the time to call Vinny. You'll see him at live events, you'll see him online. He does
Yes.
his mastermind on Wednesdays at
Yeah. 4
7
p.m.
o'clock my time,
Yeah.
4 p.m.
Yep.
his time.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
so that's a great
Show up
avenue to
there.
meet
Show
Vinny.
up there
Right.
sometime. Wednesday, 4 p.m. PST. I've been doing it for 9 years. I've been holding this mastermind for 1 hour, and you can come in, and it's vinnyzoom.com. Very simple. Link also Vinny's VINNEYS Zoom.com or Vinny Zoom VINNEY Zoom.com. We bought both of those domains if nobody can miss it. Yeah.
You're not going to miss an opportunity to get to Vinny's. Credit investors only. That's, I want to say it enough because Vinny, you're focused on a very serious result. You've got deals that if you close them, there's a lot of money everybody's going to make. And if you don't close them, then it's a missed opportunity. So
Yes.
going back to this idea of ownership, this idea of owning one's returns, owning one's investments, owning where we put our money, and then being a great parent, a great father, and a great husband, you've owned all of that. There's a degree of sleeplessness. We talked about that. There's a degree of challenges, but also there's great outcomes that come out of doing these types of deals. But the operators that you're taking them from
Yes.
failed somewhere. And I've seen in every property we've taken over, it's because they weren't 100% committed to that market or to that property because they had more size somewhere else. And usually they're in 3, 4, 5 markets. And this is like when we buy them, it's usually the small little property to them that they kept their eyes off. They weren't able to take care of. Do you find that happening in the hotel space as well, in the hospitality space?
Big time, brother, big time. Because a lot of these hospitality went way down after COVID and tried to come back and they tried to survive and everything, but they don't have the money to put into capital improvement, PIP, it's called property improvement plans, which the big brands, Hilton, Hyatt Hiltons and Marriotts, IHGs, Intercontinentals, everything, right? They want the owners to keep their property up to date. So if they don't have the cash flow, and the revenues are not there, they are going into foreclosures and troublesome. And my partners, they started. I have 4 partners now, by the way, 4 partners. They started at the age of 13. They are 34, 21, they're 55, 19, they're 50. And then some other one, I think 21 is 60. Guess what? They have lived through all the cycles in their career. but they are only in hospitality. Vinney has gone from multifamily, senior living to hotels. And now all my websites, all my postings, everything is going to change in the next 3 months or 2 months from leaving the hospitality, the number one, going to hospitality, but leaving multifamily and senior living, because my focus is where the cash flow is and the equity gains. And it's going to be the travels is back, the ADR, average daily rate, is back. And actually hospitality rooms are apartment rooms on steroids, I call it in my book, right? It's the apartment units or storage units or whatever you say, triple net units or whatever, on steroids, because you don't sign a lease for 12 months, 6 months, or even a month. You sign a lease every night, and there are 5 different pricing every night, depending on supply and demand, the location. If something big is coming into the town, your daily rate goes 4 times. So it's just mind-blowing. Hospitality is such a sector which gives you big tax deductions, bonus depreciation, 100% right now. Back again. Last year, bill was passed. So IRS rewards the hospitality, the furniture, the equipment, everything at a 5-year schedule, 15-year schedule, rather than 39-year schedule. So this negative paper loss of cost segregation and depreciation shows up in the K1s for my high net worth investors. Dear friends, this is Vinney Chopra. You might have followed me over social media. I've authored all these books. Apartment syndication made easy. It started with $7 up to $1 billion in apartment, and how to raise money, everything. This is Spanish edition also is out there on Amazon now. Then my second book, which was Positivity Brings Profitability, again a big seller, international seller on Amazon, by the way. And then we have the third one, which is Senior Living Investing Made Easy, as I turned 65 and so on. So that was the other one. Then my fourth book right here, Hospitality, just the world premiere is coming up April 23rd, but it's on Amazon right now also, that you can get it. It took me 2 years to write it, and it's so exciting to put all these 5 books out there for my team, for my investors, the people I teach, and so forth like that, so that they can get the maximum out of all these books as they're learning the business of investing in commercial real estate and all the things. And thank you so much for following and all those things. God bless you. If you need to get this for free, just go to chopra.com/free benefits and you can get them for free. Thank you.
And that brings us to a really interesting point. Going right back to this idea of ownership and owning your results, your marketing strategy for really capitalizing on those 5 different price points. You mentioned that you were buying when COVID operators were failing, right? That people were failing during COVID and they never really came back. But you had a hospitality deal. You had hotels during COVID and purchased during COVID, like you started before and then closed after, and you actually drove revenues up when everybody else was losing revenue, suffering, struggling. You shifted the strategy around. You said, no matter what, I own this. It's got to work. I'm going to find ways. And you brought in marketing experts. You brought in different strategies.
Yes.
And you actually drove revenues back up after the
Hilton
sale.
Garden Inn. We bought in auction.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
It was over there. And just before COVID.
So you bought a property from Blackhawk where Blackhawk was failing.
Yes, I don't know. I think maybe
we don't know if they were failing. We just know that
they
bought
just
the property.
didn't have this on their radar. Let's put it this way, because it was failing and everything, and we bought it for $6 million, my partner and I, and it went down from 87% occupancy when we bought it in 2019. COVID came in 2020. Hindsight, right? We said, oh my gosh, what happened? 87% went to 25% occupancy, brother. But
I gotta go back, Vinney. So this is not BlackRock didn't have the money to fix things,
No,
right?
no,
BlackRock has the money. They have all the money.
They do. They
but
do.
they didn't have a good operator or they didn't have a good manager.
Something
They were
happened.
missing something. Something was
Something
missing in their
happened.
equation.
And we were the beneficiaries of that. We bought it without seeing even the hotel because we knew in that market what the pricing was. And when they agreed at 6 million in the auction, we just bought it all cash. Then we refinanced it, by the way, right away after that with CMBS loan, all that stuff. But the key thing is when the occupancy went down, we are very right in the management, right? So we told our leasing agents and our community manager, the regional manager for the hotel to talk to the doctors and nurses and hospitals in town. They followed our orders. And by giving several demos, the hotels and the hospitals chose our hotel to live in. What? So our occupancy went from 25% to 87% in the next 2020, 21, and we sold it in 22 for $12 million. Again, it's a case study. I'm not saying to anybody listening to us that it's going to happen again. It just happened that way. And it's a case study, right? And we made 400% IRR.
And
400%
what is the saying they say? Past performance is not an indicator of future
of the
performance.
future. No way.
Not financial
Never,
advice.
never,
I've said
ever.
that 6 times in this call, but the truth is that you got a good taste of what's possible. You
Yes,
saw in the hospitality space that even when everybody else is bleeding, everybody else is doing things wrong, that
just
you had
happened.
found a strategy that works
That
because
worked.
you actually did something, your team went and did something that most people don't do. They
Yeah.
went to a hospital that is housing people, bringing people
We
in.
pounded them. We pounded them
Yeah.
every week, every week. How many calls you made? Who were the doctors you talked to? Who were the faculty people? How many hospitals? So we were on them, right? And they were able to then get all these nurses, doctors. They loved it because we quarantined the whole hotel totally. And it was only for them. And they
And this
signed
is great. So
contracts.
you created KPIs. How many calls, how many people, how many
Yes,
contacts,
yes,
and you pushed that into your team. That was your ownership went down to their ownership. You held them accountable.
yes.
I'm pointing this out because it's unique to your strategy, Vinny. It's unique to what your team does. Is the hospitals have a problem. People are coming in, they're staying there, but nobody came and said, here's the solution. We'll be your solution. So the
Yeah,
hospitals, yeah, here's Google, here's 3 hotels, maybe. And you said,
yeah.
no, we want to quarantine. We're going to do exactly what you guys require because your medical staff, your priority staff, we're going to take care of you. That was a different message. That comes from a creative marketer, from somebody who's
Thank
thinking
you.
outside the
Thank
box.
you. And we
And in
didn't take
hotels, that's
other
necessary.
tourists at all. We didn't. We just shut it out because we didn't want to contaminate. We didn't
What a
want to because
gamble. What a gamble,
and the
Vinny.
thing is during COVID, traveling went zero, almost very far down, right? So we didn't really need it. We just didn't need it. I'm going to put my phone over here and there. But the thing is, that's what it is. It's so important for operator. When I had 158 people in my team, and we had regional managers, asset managers for multifamily, my daughter and I and my wife was also involved. We will meet with the and live in California. We don't travel, but 3 to 4 times a year. We used to back then. But we'll do everything on the Zoom, everything. And every property I bought, I will make the best webcams, brand new computers, so that nobody has any trouble meeting us. And they have to be professionally dressed up. We will record the meetings, all that stuff. So systematic way to go over KPIs, owning the results, owning the activity and the results
These
is
are
the
big Zoom
biggest.
rooms, Vinny. You're talking about 150 staff members in a Zoom room. This is a big
Oh no,
operation.
each property separately. Each
Wow.
property set time. Every week it was the set time of 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, and we just go back to back to back. One time I had how many properties I had? 42 apartment complexes. We kept on selling some, but it went to that high, 7,500 units, brother. And then
Wow.
we started selling slowly. And then my other partner I told her that we will not be doing business together that way. And I talk about it. But then we sold those 14 syndications, not fire sale, but at the right time. And
Yeah,
then we
you've been
bought.
selling the last 5, 6 years while the market's been going up.
Yes,
It's yeah.
yes,
You've
yes,
been net selling, I think 3 years ago when we first started, you were already net selling for 3 or 4 years. So
yes,
you've been
yes.
doing it for a while. Not timing the market, you just saw the market
Just two
overly
left.
priced.
Just two left now. Out of all these, man. Oh my gosh. I've
I
been
look
through.
at it, I have 13 properties and plus the condos, but right now I'm very focused on I want to consolidate down to 10. I'd like to have 10 but bigger properties. And
I
just
love it.
this way it all sits on
Graduating.
the Appfolio screen. Just one.
That's the key thing. My very first apartment I bought was for 180,000, 14 units,
Yeah.
right there in Odessa, Texas.
But you
Then
don't want to hold that for
109
too
units.
long, right?
I know. And 109 units for 2.4 million. And I raised 1,150,000. I know that. 40% down, seller financing, because nobody will give me loan or nothing. Because I was so new,
Yeah.
18,
In
19
the
years
beginning,
back.
you have no resume. Even if you did all those single
No,
families,
zero
you didn't have
resume.
109 units.
Nothing. Engineering background, marketing background, small flips with the single family homes. We own rentals, single family. That's what the main thing was. Or duplex. I bought a duplex for 80, sold for 400 actually, just 2, 3 years back. Anyway, but then the key thing was to go from that 109 units to 70 to 80 to 200 to 300. And then all the way from 180,000 for 14 units to 54 million, 67 million purchase price for 300, 400 units. It's just mind blowing.
Wow.
Once you do your thinking right, you build the system, you can gradually move further in life. But
I
it's
see
the,
it myself. I see like what we did last year was it started with 80 units. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was 35 units, then 80 units, then 400 units, and it seems to be leveling up. That was progressive, right? It didn't happen
yes,
overnight.
from C
So for
minus to C plus to B minus to B, then B plus, and now we are buying A minus. That's the
this,
key.
I'm following your path, Vinny. I told the whole team 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said, guys, this is not where we end. We're in C class, we're going to B class, and we're going to A class. And we're just
Yes,
going to keep
yes.
following the Vinny Chopra train to And I said hospitality very specifically because I have one of my partners used to manage 12 Marriotts in New Jersey and New York. So
Oh,
he has the experience.
I
He
want to
wants to
meet
get
him.
back into
I
it.
want to meet him if you introduce
Absolutely.
me. Yeah, please.
I will introduce you. Absolutely. So,
That's
ladies and gentlemen, we do this every Thursday at 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST. This is Abundance Thursdays. The idea is to get into the mind of Vinny Chopra, somebody who's built and raised big companies, over $1 billion in assets at his peak of management. And he's built large teams, over 158 staff members when he was at his peak. He's shifted his asset classes 4 times, 5 times now over the years, out of single families into small multifamilies, into large multifamilies, then into senior assisted living, then into hospitality, then into residential assisted living. And he's underwriting absolutely anything you can imagine. Right now, he's absolutely focused on helping people get more passive income, but they must be accredited investors. So I can't say people. Vinny's
yeah.
focused on accredited investors. Accredited investors get
Accredited,
more
verifiable,
passive income.
verifiable, accredited investors. Why do I say that? It's very important because I wrote the book on SEC ruling and all syndication and the fund and all that, because you have to be totally verifiable. Means you have to get a paperwork from your attorney or
Attorney or
CPA,
CPA.
or there are companies out there where you put your net worth statements or W-2s to say that you're making 200,000 for the last 2 years or more as a household with your wife or significant other, 300,000 for the
Vinny,
last two
I'm
years
actually getting
with the
certified
same
to be able
possibility
to.
of this year and future, or $1 million net worth, sorry,
Where,
not including your home,
so
not
accredited
including
investor,
your
give that
primary
definition one more
residence.
time. Accredited
Yeah.
investor, the definition one more time is how
Oh,
much?
okay. 200,000 income personally or joint as a family with significant other or wife or spouse would be 300,000 for the last 2 years, with the probability of making the same this year and in the future, or have a $1 million net worth, not including your primary residence. You cannot add your equity gain or whatever the value is in your net worth for that. That's accredited investor definition from SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission ruling, or LLC. There are certain other rules and all that. So only verifiable. What that means is you have to present a legal document to the sponsor like me or others to invest into a deal. 506C, it's called. Please check for that C, not B. B is for family and friends, and you can just check off on the paperwork that I'm accredited. They won't ask you for the proof of it. But in C, 506B, C, Regulation D, exemption, you have to provide the paper.
I am Googling right now how to get certified to provide verification for accredited investors, because
Verify
I would
Investor
love
is
to be able
one.
to do that
Parallel
service.
Markets is another one. I like parallelmarkets.com, I think. They are free, I think. And you could just get that accreditation. It's good for 6 months or so, I heard. But then investors will, the sponsors like me and brother Gualter will ask you to provide that legal document. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have a CPA and I have an attorney who I think could do this for people. So that may be
Yes.
a service that I put together for the community. Ladies and
Why
gentlemen, we do
not?
this Abundance Thursdays. If you want to learn more about Vinney, if you want to get on Vinney's calendar and you are an accredited, verifiable, accredited investor, Vinney,
Yes.
what is the link? I know it's vinnychopra.com, but what is the
Oh,
link to actually schedule a
slash
call?
calendar. We kept it simple. VinnyChopra.com/calendar. That's it. You get on my calendar, but don't be selling me your systems or your companies. A lot of people reach out to me, Vinny, I want to meet you. I want to meet you. Let me show you what I built or what I want to sell you. Don't reach me right now. I'm
Vinny, I've
very
got an
busy.
amazing deal. I want you to get into the deal.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
is not the time to pitch Vinny. Vinny is looking for people who want to jump into
to
hospitality.
invest to
Simple.
invest and get great tax breaks, bonus depreciations, cost segregation, and active and passive losses. All those things can happen in 2026. But again, it's for informational or educational purposes only that we record this show, Abundance Mindset Show and Real Estate Show. So don't take it. Please consult with your attorney, your CPA, your pastor, everybody in your family before you invest anything with anybody, and look at their track record, look at their legal paperwork, and don't just give money away to anybody. Don't.
And if you're interested in the show notes, I've recently gotten back into blogging. So you can go to alchemistnation.com, go to the blog or alchemistnation.com/blog, and you get access to this and future Abundance Thursdays show notes. This is
Oh, I love
gift that
that. This
Vinny
is
does with
new.
us.
I would love to push that into my channel too. In blogs, brother, I have accredited investor blog, our own, and then also multifamily mentor, which I'm not mentoring too much multifamily because you could buy some good deals, but it's not the right time right now. But you're proving it wrong.
I'm pulling the Vinny Chopra strategy. I can do it in any market.
I love it. I love it. There are deals out there, foreclosures out there, and it's a good time, not for me. I'm just kind of shying away.
You're at that point, Vinny, where why would you go back into the work of multifamily when you're already in hospitality?
Yes.
Why would you go backwards? If I see in the future, I see Vinny in casinos a decade from now, or maybe 5 years. Who knows? But that's the progression. It's like storage, single family storage, multifamily, hotels, and then the casino, if you ever decide to get
I don't
that
know
crazy.
casinos. I don't like to gamble myself.
Me neither.
But the thing is, Marriotts are amazing. Hiltons are amazing. IHGs are amazing. All these brands.
We always stay at the
still
IHG
get
or the
to
Marriott.
Boutique hotels. There is money to be made in boutique hotels, but I like very safe. I'm a very risk averse guy. So I want to make sure my money of the investors go to the right places where they can just enjoy the fruits. Yeah.
Cheers to your success. When you have a choice, always work with the best. We'll see you next
We'll
week.
see you next week. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Vinney. Cheers.
Dear friends, Vinney Chopra, I hope you're liking the episode in my podcast and also videos that we put out and all the books that I've written and so forth like that. But please remember, it's for educational or entertainment purposes only. We don't give any financial advice or legal advice at all. I'm not a CPA or an attorney, but please give us 5-star reviews so that we can get great guests on our shows. I've been doing Abundance Mindset Show 9 a.m. Pacific on Thursdays, Vinney and Bo Show 9 a.m. Fridays, every Friday right there with Vinney and Bo Show, and then podcasts and the video clippings and all that, and writing books and giving my seminars and teaching my mastermind to really excel in this business. And now the hospitality has been really tremendous because I've done some home runs and I've learned so much that I'm in it for a long haul. Talk to you again. Thank you.